Let's talk The Last of Us and Neil Druckmann. About 2 days ago, an article came out in Variety where he was finally speaking out about why he left The Last of Us after season 2's finale. And a lot of us, me personally, I felt like you did such a great show and such a great job in season 1. You actually elevated the story that we had in the first game, and you did such a fantastic job with that. It was kind of a shock to see the decline in ratings and feedback in season 2. A lot of people didn't really like the second game for numerous reasons. I think by now, I guess the cat's out the bag. If you don't know what happens and you still plan on watching, the death of Joel, the main character, and having the main character switch now to Ellie kind of threw a lot of people off, but nonetheless it was a touching, heavy duty story, and I really like what they did with both stories in the video game. I did find things were a little off in season 2. Unfortunately, I don't think that Bella Ramsey's character, or the way the character was written in the second season, was able to carry the weight of the loss of Pedro Pascal's great performance as Joel. A lot of the complaints was that she was really annoying. She should have been a lot older, more mature, and a lot smarter in this one, but they had her played like a 15-year-old brat who's never been disciplined before, and that messed up a lot of things. And I totally agree with it, and I think that what they should have done was change the story so that Joel's death comes pretty much as the penultimate episode of season 2, instead of doing it in the second or third episode. It happened way too quick. We didn't get enough time to marinate in the problems that Joel and Ellie were experiencing. Everything happened so quick between where we left off in season 1 and then where we pick up with them in season 2. We didn't get a chance to care as an audience. You know, you can't depend on people who played the game to add the emotional impact that you're looking for. And not to mention, I think one of the things that people really didn't like was the strange casting of Abby. She was supposed to start off as a teenager the way she looks now in the show, and then eventually becomes this jacked up, militant, fierce force to be reckoned with. And they didn't do that at all, and I don't think it would be hard to cast an actress with that kind of build. So that was a mistake they made on both parts with Ellie and Abby. They should have recasted them for the second season. Now, with all that said and done, what I really feel happened was season 2 was not Neil Druckmann's vision. I think as a creator, it's very hard to have people come in and play in your sandbox and rearrange your castles and your army men. Now, as a writer, you have to learn how to work with other writers. But when it's your creation and then you suddenly have to give up creative control, and it wasn't just between him and Craig Mazin, because I think if it was just the two of them, I think we would have gotten a better season 2. I think when you have studio heads involved, that's where things take a different approach, because we can see there was a lot of studio input in this season. And Neil Druckmann said that they were into the process of building the writer's room for season 3, and he just looked at all the scripts and everything and said he felt like, you know what, there's no place for me here. You guys don't need me. And I think what he's saying there is that you're not taking my input, my ideas, and my vision. You've already destroyed the show based on the feedback for season 2. So you know what, before my Titanic sinks, I'm going to jump ship and head back to Naughty Dog. He did what he set out to do, which was to elevate the story of The Last of Us, which he did in season 1, and I think that definitely drove people back to Naughty Dog and had a lot of focus, a lot of eyes on them. The game sales went up again. So his focus is now on the upcoming Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet. And I've seen the new trailer for it. It's a really short teaser, not a trailer, it's a bit of a teaser. But we also got some gameplay footage about a year ago too. And we already see that the character that was casted in season 2 as Nora Harris, we have Tati Gabrielle, who's coming back to play a character in the video game. She's going to be the lead bounty hunter. We also see Kumail Nanjiani is going to be in this too. So he has a nice little cast setting up here for this new game. And based on Uncharted and The Last of Us, I love the storytelling that Naughty Dog does. I think that with him back on board, at least for us gaming heads out there, we're gonna get a really solid story. I like to see what he's gonna do now on some Intergalactic shit. What do you guys think of this? Are you guys excited to play the new game? Or what did you think of season 2 of The Last of Us? Was it as bad as everyone says? Maybe there were some good moments that you'd like to bring up. Drop a comment below, let me know your thoughts. Peace.